Think I might move to Wakanda. It's way better than here.
This is your glorious rule with a quick message to whichever citizen just score on Hexagon Blitz. I hate you.
Something must have gone wrong with the dragons. That disembodied voice isn't yelling at me when I walk past anymore.
I am Iron Man. But, you already knew that, right?
Thanks. You had me worried for a minute there.
I hope you've been paying attention, because this one's a doozy. Well done! Right answer! Quiz complete! Please collect your prize. Don't stop now! There are still more Chronopolis crazy quiz machines out there to challenge.
All right, let's go get that Nexus fragment out of the cave! What do you mean somebody already got it? Aw, man.
Not sure who's behind it this time, but there's more trouble on your doorstep. Go get him!
Maybe priceless. Those plane tickets definitely cost.
Is the fisherman still having...
Please deposit vibranium into the all-new Wakanda endorsed vibranium deposit. Welcome to the vibranium. Please say yes. Please locate the vibranium samples indicated on your radar. Go now for the glory of hot Wakanda.
A bug flew into my mouth.
My training never prepared me for this. Probably because it was in software development.
We're not gonna get attacked again, are we?
Is it odd that I'm really craving ice cream?
It's always reassuring to see Shuri doing her rounds.
I've noticed no one has thought to write a national anthem for our great nation of Chronopolis. So here's something to start you off. Kang, 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 kang.
guys sure are keeping us busy. Can you take care of the incident near you?
Well, this is as good as done. Sorry, did that sound like bragging? Good.
Kang is watching you. Always watching.
Mid-Guardians interested in the cuisine of Asgard? I dared not dream I would survive to see such a day.
War, war, war. It's all he ever talks about. A bunch of maniacs in a flying chair went zooming past me earlier. They nearly knocked me over.
Turns out the Cave of Dragons did have an actual dragon inside. Somebody owes me a blue stud.
There's a crime happening near you. Can you see it? Go teach those guys a lesson.
I know we got a whole new bunch of problems now, but I have to ask, did anyone ever sort out that poor guy's tire fire in the last game? Superhero could see their way to saving me right about now? That'd be great.
You seen that superhero supply store? Lady who runs it always seems to be in some sort of trouble. Yesterday she was purple. You'll learn to tune it out.
Why do bad guys never...
There was some questionable training taking place on the mountain earlier. Must be some new kind of...
No! Help me! Apparently there's some kind of exhibition happening up in that ruined building. Man, I do not get that fancy art stuff.
Oh, snap!
I'll show those guys.
Ah!
Thanks. Man, it was cold in there.
This is the worst thing to ever happen to anybody ever!
This Chronopolis situation sure has been bad for business. Ferry to Rikers Island? I don't even know where it is.
I hate the way Kang watches us with those drones. It's so creepy.
In order to halt my inevitable decline into abject poverty, I've repurposed the ferry to uncover hidden treasures from the deep. Nothing biting today, though.
Being so close to the city has led to some peculiar objects ending up down here. What possible use could an orb of metal have? That glass tunnel is eating into prime real estate space. Kang's evil truly knows no bounds. Did the Avengers really let themselves be flushed away?
The giant sword that fell from the sky. A good or bad omen, you think? Who knew that the tentacles of giant sea creatures poking out of the ground would be such a recurring issue?
Such strange new visitors.
Detected a crime pretty close to you. Hey, wouldn't it be great if this was the last crime ever? Nah, a girl can dream.
Time to pray to the Supreme Intelligence again.
Maybe I'll swing by the mini-golf course later. Even if it does have that offensive statue of our great ruler.
For the Empire!
That crazy fashion designer was ranting about something earlier. I usually just let him tire himself out.
Sometimes I think my wife still has those mind control powers. Why else would I buy a 20-foot statue of Ronan the Accuser for my front lawn?
I wonder what that battle in front of the palace is all about. Good thing nobody told me about
Wonder if that Kree searcher ever finished her...
Kang here. If anyone out there sees Ravonna, tell her there's a bee in my room, and I need her to come and deal with it. Oh, never mind. It flew out the window. Oh, no, wait, it's back! No, it's gone. As you were.
And it took forever to explain to this woman where I was from. She kept thinking I was saying hello to her. I don't know.
This town ain't big enough for the two of us. Wait, hold up. Yes, it is. I might even invite some friends over.
Where in tarnation they go?
Looks like some trouble is brewing where you are. You're like a magnet for this stuff, huh?
Please note that there is a minimum deposit requirement. Returning, scanning, deposit. We hope you will.
Sorry. Sound dignified. I meant, yay!
Ruffian made off with old Granny Haggardly's bloomers. Can you believe that?
What did he want them for?
Said he was giving them to his mum for her birthday.
Well, why not get her new ones?
With the price of bloomers these days, he'd have to save for a year. No excuse.
I'm innocent, I swear!
I honestly thought it was my house I was looting.
So, you've returned for some more hot If you have a buddy, you can joust against each other.
I honestly thought it was my house.
I'm innocent, I swear! I thought those apples were free!
I must protect my people in this strange new world.
I heard he's in there because he stole a fish.
Rumour is it's not the fish, but what he did with it that got him there.
Well, what did he do with it?
I probably shouldn't say, but...
There's no limit to the scope of my cameo talent. Where's my award for best cameo?
I honestly thought it was my house I was looting. I honestly thought it was...
The technology in Kang's surveillance drones is impressive, but I don't appreciate being watched. I wonder how hard they'd be to destroy.
Kang's days are numbered. I can feel it in the air. Also, that giant sword ship falling out of the sky probably doesn't bode well for him. Kimoyo again. I really need to get the vibranium case for that thing.
I can't believe I've been lumbered with this job. I should just make like a tree and leave it to someone else.
Something must have gone down in the Cave of Dragons. That disembodied voice isn't yelling at me when I walk past anymore.
Well, I'm stumped. How am I supposed to move these trees with my bad back? This is not what I need right now. I hope this Chronopolis situation is resolved soon. It's becoming harder and harder to protect Wakanda's secrets. Like my grandfather's bunt Watch cake out for those recipe. elevators. If the tree is not perfectly aligned, it could cause a nasty accident. Technology in Kang's surveillance drone is but I don't appreciate being watched. I wonder how hard they do.
Hey, no vibrain near.
These trees will really spruce the place up once they're in the right places.
Giant fireball on the Kronos building was a real giant fireball, so it'd melt all this snow. Of course, then we'd have a giant fireball to deal with.
The trees all have designated positions. I don't pretend to understand aesthetics, but apparently it will look terrible unless we stick to that plan. I hope this Chronopolis Would it really be so wrong if the trees weren't all in their color-coordinated positions? Like my grandfather's bunt cake recipe.
Days are numbered. I can feel it in the air. Also, that giant sword ship.
There's a suspicious man. What a relief! You came along. I must concede, they do look good like that. Thank you for your help.
Hey! Oh, sorry.
You've got bad guys causing causing trouble nearby. They make me so mad.
Kang's constant announcements are maddening. Can someone not put a stop to them already?
I could see that chaos on the Avengers Mansion rooftop from here.
Citizens will be pleased to know that my incredible Kang-O-Rail service is now free to all. Sure, it's not that convenient with a car everywhere and most people just fly, but it was Ravonna's idea. And if people don't use it, I'll never hear the end of it.
I wish that giant fireball on the Kronos building was a real giant fireball. So to melt all this... Then we'd have a giant fireball to
Big sword came crashing out of the sky earlier. Anything we need to be worried about?
Behind the city, I could hear him mutter something about the white gorilla cult. So I'm... Thanks again for helping with the trees. You got to the root of the problem in no time.
It's always reassuring to see Shuri doing her rounds.
Wondering why I'm yet to be complimented on the fact that I managed to get not one, not two, but 3 Manhattans in one world. That's the kind of value you just don't get from other conquerors.
New vibranium samples have been detected in the vicinity. Please visit the terminal for more information.
The technology in Kang's surveillance drones is important. I wonder how hard they do to destroy.
Oh, I can't wait. Let's go.
What?
Can someone not put a stop to them already? Life is difficult enough as it is.
Ugh. Doesn't look like this is my kind of thing.
Citizens with suggestions on how to improve Chronopolis can submit them to the big chasm surrounding my citadel. While it may look as though your idea is being thrown into the abyss, I actually have a very impressive and high-tech system in place for collecting this data.
vibranium samples have been detected in the vicinity. Please visit the terminal for more information.
There was some questionable training taking place on the mountain earlier. Must be some new kind of ancient martial
Think about what you're doing.
Fake news reports are being...
Take that, Kang!
Say, if you're not too busy, I had another job for you. The orders are piling in for new armor, and I'm running a... Much obliged, thanks.
I tried to buy a pizza while I was in Manhattan, but the vendor didn't take what I had slide.
Kang spies with his digital eye something beginning with C. Kang surveillance drones operate in this area to ensure all... Citizens are reminded that every waking moment of their lives is being recorded for quality and training purposes.
The technology in Kang's surveillance drones is impressive, but I don't appreciate being watched. I wonder how hard they'd be to destroy.
You should be able to find gems all over. Lots of them get knocked out of armor and chips and things during fights, just waiting for the keen-eyed Smithy to scoop them up.
Saw a monkey fighting a bunch of snowmen earlier? Maybe I've been up here too long.
All shall cower before Dormammu.
Kang.
Did Sir Percy ever get his business at the castle sorted? Suppose it makes no odds to us down here.
Great! Stop by again sometime if you like. I may have more work for you.
The technology in Kang's surveillance drones is impressive, but I don't appreciate being watched.
You there! Your king would ask for your aid. Aye, it is indeed I, the noble King Arthur Pendragon. You may have heard tell of the time I defeated the evil Black Knight. Well, not the most recent one. The one before that.
I feel like I'm forgetting something.
Capes would stay fashionable so far into the future. Turns out the Cave of Dragons did have an actual dragon inside. Somebody owes me a blue stud.
I wish I had a fair maiden willing to rescue me from a locked tower. My wife won't even rescue me from a boring conversation.
These constant villain attacks are no joke. Seriously, though, it's really dangerous out there.
Right. What's left to do today?
There was some, questionable training taking place on the mountain earlier. Must be some new kind of ancient martial art or something.
Oh, there must be more than this provincial life.
Indeed. Alas. Excellent! Then let us away! This world is full of scoundrels. What better use for them than to strengthen my metal? Hark! Enemies approach!
Can I at least grab my insulin first?
Ah, so your approach is more of a swish-flick-slice than a slice-swish-flick. This training is most valuable. Ha! Over already? I've barely a dewdrop on my brow.
The technology in Kang's surveillance drones is impressive, but I don't appreciate being watched. I wonder how hard they'd be to destroy.
It appears I'm inadvertently training what those delightful Manhattanites refer to as their glutes.
Keep up the good work, hero. I mean, I don't...
Not sure.
Ahead of us! More fiends!
I could...
The hand! I say, how do you do that thing with your feet? Oh, wait! I think I have it!
I saw a monkey fighting a bunch of snowmen earlier. Maybe I've been up here too long.
Ha! I feel stronger just by watching you. Not that that's all I was doing, I assure you.
Something must have gone down in the Cave of Dragons. That disembark...
On to the next! As those delightful Wakandans say, no pain, no vibranium. Actually, that might not apply here. Or even be the correct quote.
Whoever they got on snowplow duty seriously needs to up his game. It's like driving inside a bounce house around here.
Another gathering of villains. Have at you! My sword is like an extension of my arm. And my other arm is like another sword. Ha ha ha!
Looked like something big was going down on top of the Avengers mansion earlier. Think it had anything to do with that massive air that appeared in the sky?
To watch you in combat is a true thrill, akin to that amusing contraption known as the carrier.
Oh! I can't feel my face.
It's always reassuring to see Shuri doing her rounds.
Apparently there's some kind of exhibition happening up in that ruined building. Man, I do not get that fancy art style.
An excellent display. I believe one more encounter will be sufficient for today.
Oh man, now I've done it.
Ravonna, is this a new TV?
Look there! Tiny dragons? What better way to train my steel in dragon slaying? Attack!
What are you doing, you crazy mook?
It would seem the foul creatures have eaten the citizens. Don't worry. Your king shall save you.
Oh, this always happens.
No need to thank me. Just doing my kingly duties. Well, with this...
I shall absorb this object's power.
It's pretty.
Where could those pigs have got to? I can't believe I would leave the gate open. If you see any of my pigs, would you mind bringing them back to the pen? I'd be very grateful. Ah, Black Hamster, you found her. Oh, I've made a real pig's ear out of this.
Don't mind me, just your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Ooh, I got this.
Ikpe, you little scamp. Where did you run off to?
So I must do my own dirty work.
I hope a panther doesn't get hold of them.
Hey, give me a hand, will ya?
Farmer really needs to up her security. The little branches are constantly escaping all over the place. I was sure I hid them around here somewhere.
Something must have gone down in the Cave of Dragons. That disembodied voice isn't yelling at me when I walk past anymore.
You get nothing for nothing.
I flew across the world to get to...
That cool lock, Dr. Strange. I give one of those.
Time to get strange.
Do you have a problem with constant Kree invasions? Then why not sign up for a crash course in the ancient martial art of Kung Fu, held at your local Kangmunity Center.
I must be prepared, for the sake of every Avalonian.
That pig farmer really needs to up her security. The little blights are constantly escaping and trading mud all over the place.
Get his business in the castle sorted. I suppose it makes no odds.
Any drama today?
Let's see if we can go a whole day without any, shall we?
If your home was lost or sliced in half during the formation of my glorious world, then why not consider signing up for Kang's Army, where every recruit gets a bed in our comfy barracks. Bring your own towel.
Is the fisherman still having trouble with his machine? Why doesn't he just get a new one?
Not sure who's behind it this time?
New vibranium samples have been detected in the vicinity. Please visit the terminal for more
Other one, apparently, he's been causing a bit of a ruckus around. He needs to watch himself before he makes it.
How does Kang make his voice come to this?
Those Kang announcements.
Citizens with suggestions on how to improve Chronopolis can submit them to the Big Chasms.
Kang surveillance drone now approaching. Please move aside.
Those things are a serious health and safety risk. A bunch of maniacs in a flying chair went zooming past me earlier. They nearly knocked me over.
Haven't made it anywhere nice lately.
Ooh, time to pray to the Supreme Intelligence again. I wonder what that battle in front of the palace was all about. It's a good thing nobody told my husband about it. He'd have been there in a flash. Those makeover shows on human television aren't anything special. They don't even properly evolve. Call me when one of them turns into a room for a day.
Kang here with another Kang announcement. All citizens are to report any sightings of the Avengers to their nearest Kang police officer, or at the very least, throw something heavy at them.
Those Kang announcements are getting on my nerves. Can't someone wage war on them already? Those Kang announcements are getting on my nerves. Can't someone wage war on them already?
A bunch of maniacs in a flying chair went zooming past me earlier. They nearly knocked me over.
I like a good fight, but only when I'm on the winning side.
War. It's all he ever talks about.
Huh? Sometimes I think my wife still has those mind control powers.
I might not be able to use this, but that's the whole reason we work as part of...
Do you have a problem with constant Kree invasions? Then why not sign up for a crash course in the ancient martial art of Kang Fu, held at your local Kangmunity Center?
Okay. No.
According to the latest research, creaky priest creakers craving cream.
There's a crime happening near you. Can you see it? Go teach those guys a lesson.
6 million years of weird Kree history, but this is definitely one of the weirder things that's happened.
I wonder what that battle in front of the palace was all about. It's a good thing nobody told my husband about it. He'd have been there in a flash.
I like a good fight, but only when I'm on the winning side.
A bunch of maniacs in a flying chair went zooming past me earlier. They nearly knocked me over. Welcome to Hala's #1 and only mini golf course. To claim our fabulous prize, simply pot a ball in each hole. Our handy scoreboard here will keep track of your score. Good luck.
Those Kang announcements are getting on my nerves. Can't someone wage war on them already?
War. It's all he ever talks about.
Golf course later.
I've noticed no one has thought to write a national anthem for our great nation of Chronopolis.
And the ball elegantly sneaks past the patrolling ships. If this was a real Kree ship battle, the pilots would be exiled for this grotesque failure. But it's not, so everything's really, really good. It's not easy making the Supreme Intelligence eat his whites. But you know what they say, Supreme? A golf ball a day keeps the doctor away. I wonder what the battle in front of the palace was all about. It's a good thing nobody told my husband about it. He'd have been there in a flash. A bunch of maniacs in a flying chair went zooming past me earlier. They nearly knocked me over. War. It's all... Kaboom! An entire planet, albeit a very tiny pretend one. That's all of them. Well done! Come on over and collect your prize. That crazy fashion designer was ranting. Be sure to come back and show us that incredible hammer control sometime. This world is actually quite confusing. If you feel like a change of weather, just head to the next town over.
To all citizens complaining about the so-called Manhattan blizzard, just be grateful I didn't park your stupid city next to the dark dimension like I originally planned.
A bunch of maniacs in a flying chair went zooming past me earlier.
I gotta find him before it's too late. I rode over as fast as Nightwind could carry me when... So far, ain't... I owe you, stranger. Come on, let's get to searching. Now remember, be on your guard. This ain't your run-of-the-mill totem we're dealing with. It's a living totem.
Maybe I'll swing by the mini golf course.
Them fellas over yonder look mighty suspicious. What are they up to? That's the totem! I'd recognize that half-buried mug anywhere.
Hey! This is our giant head! Anyone other than the Kree who tries to approach it will answer to us.
Y'all best step aside. That thing is more trouble than you can imagine.
Don't say I didn't warn you. I've been itching for a good fight.
Come on, compadre. Let's take these warmongers down a peg.
Ha! Turns out camping out by the head, picking fights with outsiders that came near was a good idea. Guess I owe Travlar that sandwich.
These fellas seem prepared to go all out for the totem. He must have used some kind of mind-controlling power.
Hey, give me a hand, will ya?
I came as soon as I heard. Fighting at the old head? I'm in!
We gotta keep whittling down the totem's army. Figure that's the last of them. Now we can finally take care of the totem himself. Hold up. This is just the head of them floating Kree statues, ain't it? Well, this is embarrassing. But if the totem ain't here, well, where is he? Huh. I appreciate your help, but it looks like I got...
I shall absorb this up.
They nearly knocked me over.
How do I get myself in these crazy situations?
Ooh, I got this.
I think this cement stand the man as the king of cameos. Excelsior!
I'm just glad Hal the person doesn't have Chronopolis. We could all do without that.
This is your glorious leader, Kang the Conqueror, reminding all citizens that Friday is Kang Day. Happy Kang Day, everyone. What? What do you mean it's not Friday?
All shall cower before Dormammu.
Where in tarnation they go? Y'all ain't seen a herd of good horses. Appreciate it. Y'all know how to ride, right? Soon as you find a horse, just saddle up and ride it on back here to me.
gonna go buy me a brand new 10-gallon hat. Or maybe a 20-gallon hat. Do they make those?
Y'all need something? The horses hopefully ain't gone too far, but some might be hiding out of sight. Keep your peepers open. That's one. I'll look after him. You hurry on after the others.
Definitely gotten dusty around here since all them other places showed up. Dust in my hat, dust in my boots, dust in my...
Dang it! What a mess! Darn wind gusting through here like it runs this town, throwing my plans out of whack. It'll take me days to fix this mess.
You found another. Much obliged.
Somebody ought to do something about those pesky gophers digging up the town.
Yeehaw! Ride 'em, cowboy! There's a snake in my boot!
Did Rawhide Kid ever find that walking, talking totem? That guy is one on stick.
You're doing good. Keep 'em coming.
Red Wolf has been expecting you, Pilgrim.
It's drier than a Dramoth hideout here.
The perfect gift for Satana. I hope she likes it. More souls for the taking.
Why is it always me?
I hear they're getting some fancy new modern entertainment over at the saloon. Ask me. Nothing wrong with that fellow who blows on his jars. I love that guy.
Can't decide if the West is wilder or less wild since we joined Chronopolis.
Shock. I can't get a decent pickle anywhere here.
Yeehaw!
Any citizens having trouble dealing with their recent time displacement should contact their nearest Kang Council.
Another crime, and this one's a doozy. Think you can get to it?
I heard they had a chicken outbreak.
Should just be the one more to find now. I'm counting on you.
That kooky inventor tried to peddle me some kind of voodoo garbage you can control with your words. Now, why would I want to make conversation with my trash?
This one looks like he's seen some things. I'm sure he'll feel better after a few sugar cubes. That's this futuristic horse food I just discovered. And that's a herd. Come on over so I can thank you properly. Nice to know that they... Well, what did you...
I shall absorb this object's power as my own.
Red Wolf has been expecting you, Pilgrim. You are a friend of the Rawhide Kid, are you not? You must... Then it is settled. Speak with the townsfolk and take heed their words, for in them will lie the path to the totem.
Why is it always me?
A reminder that one lucky city...
There's a real peculiar type spending most his days at the saloon of late. Tall fella, wears a big coat all the time. Reckon there's only one reason person wear a coat that big. Something to hide. Or 'cause he's cold. So, 2 reasons, I guess.
I do declare. Did Rawhide Kid ever find that walking, talking totem?
That guy is one odd stick.
Why is it always me?
Who ever heard of a 2-gun kid with only 1 gun?
Been hearing some unusual noises at night since all these new places sprouted up. I'll be trying to sleep, and suddenly I'll hear a little voice telling me to fight something called a hexagon? Oof.
All citizens should be aware that the following locations will be renamed as soon as the necessary paperwork is drawn up. Kunlun will become Kanglun. Manhattan, Manhatkang. Xandar, Kangda. Medieval England, Medieval Kangland. Sakar, Sakang. Wakanda, Wakanda. Lemuria, Lumeria.
Can't decide if the West is wilder or less wild since we joined Chronopolis.
Who ever heard of a 2-gun kid with only 1 gun?
They had a chicken outbreak in the saloon the other day.
Have you learned anything of the totem?
Looks like that voodoo wall surrounding King's Tower disappeared. If anyone...
So, what in the saloon? If we knew who occupied the large coat, this information could be useful. That does sound unusual, but it does not shed any light on the totem or his whereabouts.
The circus was in town? Guess that explains.
Do you have more? So far, I have learned nothing from the wind or the mountain. The river said it would call me back.
Y'all gotta ask yourself what...
Saw someone real strange coming out the sheriff's office the other day. Big face, little arms, little legs, floating chair. Said he was the sheriff now. I tell you, it takes all kinds.
Who'd I talk to about getting me one of them metal horseless carriages.
Citizens will be pleased to know that my incredible Kango Rail service is now free to all. Sure, it's not that convenient when there are cars everywhere and most people just fly, but it was Ravonna's idea. And if people don't use it, I'll never hear the end of it.
Can't decide if the West is wilder or less wild since we joined Chronopolis. Oh, reckon there's something in the water lately, as I could have sworn I saw this big pole with a face on it walking around the other day. And it gets stranger. Soon as he noticed I'd seen him, he put on this big old coat and scurried off. Wonder where he went to. Were we meeting at high noon or low noon? I can't remember.
It's drier than a Dramoth hideout here. Or, so I'm told. People talking lots about the big shootout.
Did you learn of anything else? I believe he's referring to Modoc's brief role as the town sheriff, rather than anything regarding the totem. That indeed sounds like the totem. We need only to learn of where he goes. It would appear we have... Of course.
This is your glorious ruler, Kang, with a quick message to which...
Dang it! What a...
Hey, you didn't think you could be that helpful and not unlock a new Gwenpool mission, did you? Go check out that bad boy!
You have done much for Rawhide and myself. As soon as he returns, the two of us will go after the totem.
Hello there.
This is new. I'm not in a comic anymore. Check me out. Square feet, head stud, unusual thumbs. This is awesome. I'm my own minifig. I need to get a pic of this before it wears off. If it wears off. Hello, Gwenpool. To whom am I speaking? The designer? Hello, Chief. Bonus missions? Yes, 100% I can help. But what about the guy who did it last time? Oh, really? Okay, boss. Sure, I'm in. Bye. Hey, so looks like I'm your host for these bonus missions. How cool is that? Choice bonus locations, awesome characters to play, and at the end you get yourself the all-important pink bonus brick. Wherever shall we go first? Howdy, partners! Saddle up, because I'm fired up and ready to take you through on another one of my special missions. This one's going to take you way back to the Old West. Bad guys' faces swollen, keep them pink bricks rolling, Gwenpool! Rawhide Kid and his longtime brother-in-arms, Red Wolf, have received news that an old foe is back in town. The living totem. Our heroes head into town. Spurred on by the townsfolk, they are steered to the saloon. Come on, you varmints! That was 2 cowboy puns right there! Inside the saloon, our boys find the living totem hard at work. Completing a death ray? Forging a metal army? No. Rehearsing in his one alien show. Humans are mean and should just be conquered already. Dinner theater? Will these villains stop at nothing? How exactly do you go about defeating a giant indestructible alien totem pole? I'm not going to be much help as I haven't read this stuff. Lucky for you youngins, the kid in Red Wolf's gonna learn us how. This town ain't big enough for the three of them. Yeehaw!
All right. This darn totem has got to be around here somewhere.
Look, Rawhide. Over there.
Put him up, Totem. You ain't fooling no one round these parts. Well, that's one suspect down, I guess. No way Living Totem would have gone down that easy.
I hope we don't have to pay for that damage.
Don't worry about it, Wolfie. Word travels fast, and that word is that you don't mess with the Rawhide Kid. Mighty clever of you putting that decoy over there. I challenge you to a quick draw. Your move, creep.
Are you serious? Careful now, Rawhide. You don't want to get a splinter. Look out! It's heading right for us.
Get me out of here!
Listen, buddy, I don't know how you escaped, but you need to get back in that hole you crawled out of, or you'll have us to deal with. Nothing to say, huh? Ain't nobody buying this statue act of yours, least of all me. I know who you are.
Rawhide?
Pipe down, Wolf.
I believe this may be a normal toad.
I think I saw it move. Stand back!
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing your entertainment for tonight, performing its very own One Totem stage show, the one, the only. Please put your hands together for the Living Totem. I wandered lonely as a totem pole that crashed, was lost, and then was set upon by raging beasts, the horrid race of men. And now I must ask you, totem or not totem? That is the question.
Shouldn't have come back here, Totem. Your evil-doing days are at an end.
Who dares interrupt my performance? Why can't you just leave me alone?
I'm all over this game. At what point do I stop being a cameo and start being a star? Excelsior!
Rawhide, look! It's working. He's slipping on the water.
Yeah! We've got you now, Totem.
You cannot stop theater.
You got him to slip up on water? That's it? Jeez, some bad dude, huh? No wonder he's not up there with the big villains like Kang and Thanos. Turns out this poor sap never wanted to be on Earth anyway. He crash-landed here in the Old West, and the first people he met buried him underground. Typical, huh? All he really wants is to get home, and the theater group was just a way of him raising money to build a spaceship. His acting is a bit... Get it? I made it funny. Totem can hitch a ride with some other friendly space travelers. He won't have to look far to find some. What with things being so messed up around here. Can't seem to throw a rock right now and not hit an alien. Heck, the Guardians of the Galaxy would take him. They've already got Groot, so they're no strangers to wooden space dudes. Hasta luego!
Excelsior!
listen to one more of those Kang announcements, ooh, I'm gonna do something.
To all citizens complaining about the so-called Manhattan blizzard, just be grateful I didn't park your stupid city next to the dark dimension like I originally planned.
There was some, questionable training taking place on the mountain earlier. Must be some new kind of ancient martial art or something.
Turns out the Cave of Dragons did have an actual dragon inside. Somebody owes me a blue stud.
Ugh, if I have to listen to one more of those Kang announcements, ooh, I'm gonna do something.
Time to get to training.
That cool lock Dr. Strange has on his sanctum, where can I give one of those?
Looked like something big was going down on top of the Avengers mansion earlier. Think it had anything to do with that? Probably unrelated.
Looks like some trouble is brewing where you are. You're like a magnet for this stuff, huh?
There was some, questionable training taking place on the mountain earlier. Must be some new kind of ancient martial art or something.
Stupid snow. Taking forever to plow.
Hello!
Engine's all busted up. Don't forget to buy milk.
Kang here with another...
Huh? What? What's happening? Get out of the way, Snow Stan!
Hey, thanks, guys. How dare these supervillains meddle with the most loquacious man in comics? Excelsior!
Oh, the cold never bothered me. Oh, anyway.
Two Manhattans. Ha ha ha!
I don't care what anybody says. I love you, Hawkeye.
Turns out the Cave of Dragons... I need a change of scenery. I'm so sick of the cold. Where do you think I should move to? I don't know.
I really want to roll a big snowball down the...
Asgard.
The world needs heroes like you, and the other 100 or so wandering around.
I'll show those guys.
My training never prepared me for this. Probably because it was in software development.
Can you believe this still Either way, sadly my quacks... You won't regret it, kid. See what you can find out from the folks around here. There's gotta be at least one money bags in this joint.
If some kind superhero could...
Okay, physically destroy the York Hydra Empire. Go!
Whew, thanks. You had me worried for a minute there.
Another criminal in the bag.
The thing they don't warn you about when working at the bank is the folks who keep you working late drying off waterlogged treasure. How'd it get so wet? And why was there so much of it? Whoever it belonged to must be rich.
Turns out the Cave of Dragons did have an actual dragon inside. Somebody owes me a blue stud.
Find out anything about our wealthy friend?
Ooh! I can't feel my face.
Looks like some trouble is brewing where you are. You're like a magnet for this stuff, huh?
Help!
A quick message to all you expectant mothers, fathers, and or others. Have you considered naming your child?
You know Howard the Duck? I got something I was hoping you could pass on to him. A big slap upside the head. That feathered crook stole my sandwich.
I always thought Kunlun had a city on the mountain. Shame Kang didn't bring that into Chronopolis. Guess he must have had a budget to stick to.
That old prospector over in the Old West said he pulled a big hole of something out of the water the other day. Didn't say what it was, but he was winking so hard I thought he was going to hurt himself. And he was soaking wet. What a strange fellow.
Ugh, if I have to listen to one more of those Kang announcements, ooh, I'm gonna do something.
Whoever they got on snowplow duty seriously needs to up his game. It's like driving inside a bounce house around here.
Ooh! I can't feel my face. I wish that giant fireball on the Kronos building was a real giant fireball, so it'd melt all this snow. Of course, then we'd have a giant fireball to deal with.
There was some, questionable training taking place on the mountain earlier. Must be some new kind of ancient martial art or something.
This is your glorious ruler, Kang. A quick message to whichever citizen just...
ATM refused my card the other day. Apparently because my bank doesn't exist in this universe anymore. So now I'm pretty much living on a diet of bits of old shoe, which is surprisingly good if you leave it to soak in rainwater for a while. Something must have gone down in the Cave of...
Yes. Quite lovely.
I'd been saving up for months to buy my dream car. But since everywhere I needed to drive to no longer exists, I don't need it anymore. So I did the logical thing and burned all my money.
I always thought Kunlun had a city on the mountain. Shame Kang didn't bring that into Chronopolis. Guess he must have had a budget to stick to.
So what do you got for me? Well, I appreciate you passing on the message without the violence. But technically it was more of a croque madame than a sandwich. They set the money on what? Ugh, that could have been our meal ticket.
I know we've got a whole new bunch of problems now.
Well, that's tragic, and a little bit disgusting, and absolutely no help to me. Could be something there. If we can confirm it wasn't just an old booty dug up. Promising. If we knew who cashed in that loot, we could definitely hit them up. So putting what you... Only thing... Oh, and if you run into Forbush, man, could you tell him the funds are in the bag? Last I heard, the poor guy was looking into making money through social media marketing.
Feel like I've been lost for hours.
You seen that superhero supply store? Lady who runs it always seems to be in some sort of trouble. Yesterday she was purple. You'll learn to tune it out. There was some questionable training taking place on the mountain earlier. Must be some new kind of ancient martial art or something.
These constant villain attacks are no joke. Seriously, though, it's really dangerous out there.
Sorry to bother you, but yep, you guessed it. Some crime near you needs fighting.
Get that Nexus fragment out of the cave. What do you...
I always thought come on. Shame Kang didn't bring that into Chronopolis. Guess he must have had a budget to stick to.
This is the worst thing to ever happen to anybody ever.
Citizens are war. Do you hate safety?
Help! Someone just bumped their way to the top of my best heroes list. All this snow gear's a waste of money, huh? Well, who's laughing now, Mom?
Thanks. Man, it was cold in there.
Oh, snap! I need a hairdryer to dry that frozen guy.
This is the worst thing to ever happen to anybody ever. So I've been thinking about this Kang guy, and
Where is this guy? I didn't realize we were working with such a diva.
Where should I go for lunch?
Ugh, if I have to listen to one more of those Kang announcements, I'm gonna do something.
some sort of... She was purple.
How am I supposed to make the greatest production the world has ever seen under these conditions?
Think I might move to Wakanda. The weather there seems way better than here.
You! Yes, you! Make yourself useful and fix that generator. Our debut performance of Hulk, the musical, is well behind schedule.
I hate the way Kang watches us with those drones. It's so creepy.
Citizens, be aware that the following locations will be renamed as soon as the necessary paperwork is drawn. Will become Xandar, Kangda. Medieval England, medieval Kang. Wakanda, Wakanda. Lemuria, Lumeria.
I've noticed some criminal activity not far from where you are. You know what to do.
Those awful Avengers, they ruined our best Baron Simon statue.
And we have power once more. But where is our star? Is he still asleep? Someone wake him up! A stage without its star is like soft serve without a cone. A mess! Our star is probably still sleeping in his trailer. That boy can sleep through anything. Hurry and wake him up!
Doing exactly what I'm told is just the best.
Oh, there you are. Get on that stage already.
All right, already. Get off my back, Dad.
And try to look a little more awake.
But that's my secret. I'm always sleepy.
All right. The show's about to begin. I've saved you a seat in the front row. Sit down and behold the magic of musical theater.
Man, it's cold.
You want me to shovel all that snow? That's too much, man.
But I'm so tired.
Come on! When's somebody gonna hit something?
Yep. Definitely prefer these shows when they ain't doing the talking.
Four Manhattans. Ha ha ha.
Ugh, this is the worst. What's with all the dancing? It's so unrealistic.
Oh, bravo! Bravo! Maybe just credible rather than incredible, but for the first night, not too shabby.
Great! Now, can I go back to bed?
You played a major role in this performance yourself. Allow me to thank you with this. Maybe we'll see you at a future show.
If your home was lost...
Thank you. Thank you. You're the real stars.
Is there a person out there who can understand my vision?
Apparently there's some kind of exhibition happening up in that ruined building. Man, I do not...
Working with Howard on this video game of his has... But a smart decision. I'll show you my design for the character. You've signed an NDA, right? Whatever. Get yourself looking the part, then we can start the demo.
Looked like something big was going down on top of the Avengers mansion earlier. Think it had anything to do with that appeared in the sky?
I've noticed a number of people complaining that the roads in Chronopolis...
Looks like some trouble is brewing where you are. You're like a magnet for this stuff, huh?
I always thought Kunlun had a city on the mountain. Shame Kang didn't bring that into Chronopolis. Guess he must have had a budget to stick to. Whoever they got on snowplow duty seriously needs to...
Looking good. We're lucky I managed to arrange this meeting with Howard. He's usually crazy busy on the phone with publishers all day and... Wait. We don't have a publisher yet. That lazy... Soon as Howard shows up, I'll rustle up some enemies for you to fight.
All right, Forbush, make this quick. I've got another meeting after this. About meetings.
But we're the only two people working on... never mind. Feast your eyes on Cock-a-doodle-doom!
What?
No one is safe from this foul enemy.
Oh, good. Poultry jokes.
I assure you, this villain is no yoke.
And not even original ones.
Fried don't know what you mean.
Ugh.
Cock-a-doodle-doom lays her enemies to waste with devastating expertise.
The puns are making me like it less. You know that, right?
How old you get? Nothing beats walking.
If you think she's done with you yet, you're fresh out of clock.
No.
Something must have gone down in the cage of dragons. That disembodied voice isn't yelling at me when I walk past anymore.
And...
All right. Oh, shoot.
Oh, yeah.
The master says I won't make any progress in my training until I stop...
Gwenpool's disembodied voice here! Your heroic deeds have unlocked one of my incredible Gwenpool missions! Go find it!
speaking of ChronoCon, you did get the tickets, right?
I thought you were doing that.
This is what I get for teaming up.
This is the worst thing to ever happen to anybody ever!
If some kind superhero could see their way to safety...
Hey, give me a hand, will ya?
Where should I go for lunch?
This Chronopolis situation sure has been bad for business. Ferry to Rikers Island? I don't even know where it is.
Hulk is the strongest one there is!
The only air breather I care for is that shouty man who wants to melt the polar ice caps, and only because it means more territory for us.
Did the Avengers really let themselves be flushed away? Amateur mistake.
The giant sword that fell from the sky. Good or bad omen, you think? That the tentacles of giant sea creatures poking out of the ground would be a recurring issue.
Politics is so boring. It's all, I'm the king now. I was genetically engineered to be the king. No, Lumeria can't be ruled by a human hybrid. Or, I have an ancient magic crown and I should be king. Yawn.
Speak the same language as our guests.
I believe Kang's reign could finally be coming to an end.
Hey there! We're testing out a new game show concept, and we're looking for bright-eyed, bushy-tailed participants to see if the idea is worth pursuing. Interested? We're planning to call the game Catch the Seashell, even though focus testing tells us that that name is terrible and doesn't work as a real pun. Mind you, All this is moot unless I can figure out how to get inside the big bubble here. Any bright ideas?
So I said to him, "There's something very fishy about that story," to which he responded, "I was telling you about my latest catch. I don't know what you expected. I don't think it's going to work out."
Did the Avengers really let themselves be flushed away? Amateur mistake.
Giant sea creatures poking out of the ground would be such a recurring issue. The giant sword that fell from the sky. Good or bad omen, you think?
Such strange new visitors. I hear we do not have the greatest of reputations on land.
No, this is not suited to my talents.
They really prefer not to involve themselves in the affairs of air breathers.
So I said to her, then she said, "Really? A depth joke? Much better than that."
You have the look of a noble warrior.
I wonder what that battle in front of the palace was all about. It's a good thing nobody told my husband about it. He'd have been there in a flash.
You know what this place is?
Citizens with suggestions on how to improve Chronopolis can submit them to the big chasm surrounding the citadel. While it may look as though your idea is being thrown into the abyss, I actually have a very...
I've picked up a crime taking place near your location. Can you go take a look?
Welcome back, oh seekers of the pink bricks. Fame. She can be a cruel and fickle mistress. And my pal, Howard the Duck, is aware of that more than most today. He's not feeling the love from his fellow man for all his saving the day heroic do-goodery. I mean, that's not why he does it. But a pat on the back every now and again wouldn't hurt. What Howard needs to get people talking about him is a full-tilt, immersive, genre-defining, massively multiplayer online video game with his beak on the cover! As luck would have it, there's a Gamescon going on just the other side of the park. Exactly the place to pitch a Howard multi-platform title. Teeny problem. The Access All Areas passes for the convention sold out months ago, dude. You'll have to use some of your quack fu ingenuity to get past those lines and pitch your game idea to the panel. The guy next to Howard seems to want to help. Who is he? Let me check one sec. Forbush, man? Even I ain't never heard of this guy. I'm wondering if he's after his own game, too. That might be stretching things a little. But what do I know? If he can help Howard, then he's okay by me.
Hello, Manhattanites! Welcome to Timely Comics HQ, where we've got everything you could possibly want for all your timely needs. Come on in and get your geek on, people. This is ChronoCon!
Sold out? Well, that's just great. I knew we shouldn't have stopped for drive-thru. Now we'll never get into the panel.
Hey, Howard, why don't we come up with a distraction? You know, so we can sneak in without needing passes.
Nah, that'd never work. Wait, I know. I'll create a distraction so we can sneak in without needing passes. Why didn't I think of that before?
Hey, that's what I just...
Pipe down. You'll blow our cover. Now to put my ingenious plan into action. Listen up, folks. I mean, attention convention attendees or something. We have a limited at the main desk downstairs for you to have your dream selfie with Tony Stark. That's right, Iron Man himself. Billionaire superstar, blah, 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 whatever. So hurry up. Well, would you look at that? A pretty flawless plan if I do say so myself.
Don't worry, all you lovely, loyal people that are still here. We've got so many other great guests for you. I mean, who needs Iron Man when we have the Shocker? So, come on in and meet your heroes. Get an autograph, take some selfies, and share them online. The world needs to know exactly how cool you are.
Blah, blah, blah. Time to show these guys what a 10 out of 10 video game looks like.
Boy, I could use a superhero right now. How do I get myself in these crazy situations? Hey, give me a hand, will ya? Get me out of here!
Gee, I hope that wasn't expensive.
Nah, it was already broke when I got here. Now this is what I call an upgrade. Iron Man, eat your heart out.
Man, that suit is, well, it's something. I mean, it's no Mark 17, but I'm definitely digging it. You know, the way that Stanley animatronic is tapping on the glass and waving for assistance is so lifelike.
Oh!
to know his secret identity? Answers to me on a postcard, or preferably a less antiquated digital social media platform. Go.
Nope. No idea how to use this.
How do I get myself in these crazy situations?
Anyone else concerned that Howard the Duck and Forbishman are trashing the place? Not seem odd to anyone else? Just me? All right.
Boy, I could use a superhero right now.
Yeesh, what a heap of junk! Who'd pay to come and look at a glorified oven mitt?
Ooh, that sounded smashy. Guessing that gauntlet has to be worth, like, at least $1 bajillion. Trust me, I'm pretty good with maths. Looks like we've got some technical difficulties. Whoa, stand back, folks. And Super Green Skin Smash Troll Brothers is no more. Operation Capwolf is an X game. And say goodbye to Luke Cage bass fishing? Some would say this is a tragedy. I would personally call it a mercy. The barrel has been scraped. Nothing but wood remains.
Hey everybody! Check out this brand new video game featuring yours truly. Available in all good stores in Chronopolis. And some bad ones.
Yes, this game is rad! The lesser spotted, much underappreciated Howard the Duck, ladies and gentlemen. Get over here, Howie. Victory lap time.
Yes, folks, it really is that easy to get a game made. If you happen to be a duck in a time-locked city, that is. Sure, they all look happy now. But what about when they get 100%? What then? Does the game have any super bonus brick-gathering bonus adventures? No? You'll need a day one patch, my friend, and Sharpish. Just don't let old Panhead near it. I think he's struggling with actual reality. Never mind the virtual kind. What am I saying? Howard's game has got Howard in it. It doesn't need anything else. Give me a copy. Let me through.
Turns out the Cave of Dragons did have an actual dragon inside. Somebody owes me a blue stud.
There was some questionable training taking place up.
Citizens with suggestions on how to improve Chronopolis can submit them to the big chasm surrounding my citadel. While it may look as though